Austin Gayle here with Mike Renner here at Pro Football Focus, ready to dive in Temple cornerback Rock Ya-Sin. This is a guy that's getting some first-round hype. First, I want to hear from you the good about Rock Ya-Sin.
Yeah, there is a lot of good on his tape there at Temple. He has the ideal size and length to play the cornerback position in the NFL, and you saw his physicality show up in press coverage. So if you're a team that covets that, you're going to want him on your team. He's going to be higher on your board than most. And loved his ability at the catch point. One of the best in terms of tracking the ball down the field, getting his hands to the ball, 8 pass breakups this past season there at Temple. Had the second most pass breakups in the one-on-ones at the Senior Bowl. So those two things combined is a pretty nice projection for a guy to the NFL.
Absolutely. You have to love him at the catch point. You love his, press man ability, the size, ideal size at the next level. But there are some concerns, and concerns that we're not willing to take him as high as the first round. Talk to me about those concerns.
Yeah, just worry about his high-end athleticism. And you saw it even at the Senior Bowl one-on-ones, him getting stacked down the field by quicker receivers when he doesn't get that perfectly clean press. When he got a little bit, shaky at the line of scrimmage, all of a sudden you saw Deebo Samuel just run right by him. And Deebo Samuel's not elite athlete by any means, and so ran over a 4.5 at the combine, had some bad change of direction skills, just clunky getting out of his breaks and mirroring guys down the field. That's what I worry about. Now, it didn't show up a ton on tape because of the competition he played at Temple in terms of he didn't get beat a lot. His longest catch he gave up this past season was only 17 yards. But that's at Temple. It's going to be a different animal altogether when you're in the NFL and all the athletes get better at that position. So that, to me, is the most worrisome part.
You have the level of competition is obvious concern, but this guy's also a first-year starter in the FBS, transferred from Presbyterian. How much of that do you weigh into this evaluation?
I mean, the arrows obviously pointed up for him. You saw it. You see the raw ability there. It's just the fact that you'd like it to be a little more polished. You never know if he's actually going to get there, and with his athleticism, with it not being, anywhere near special or even above average for that position, I'm not sure I see it ever getting to that high level that you're taking in the first round.
You mentioned press man. Talk to me about schemes that you'd want him in. Does it have to be press man? Can he learn other schemes? Talk to me about his scheme versatility.
I think that's got to be the scheme you're putting him in. I loved his feel for zone coverage, but I just don't think it's necessarily there to where if you're playing a lot of off zone, you're just going to have other guys higher on your board. So he's at his best when he can get right up on you at the line of scrimmage, has those 32-inch arms. So any of the press man schemes like Detroit, New England, or even a cover 3 press team, the Seattle sort of cover 3, those teams, Seattle, San Francisco, LA, the Chargers, would also cover his skill set.
Right now, slot is the 8th best cornerback on our board. Where do you start to feel comfortable to take a chance on Rock Ya-Sin and put him on your team?
Yeah, first round is just rich to me. I think later in the second round, even somewhere in that late second to early third round is where we have him at the moment. That's where we draft him. But like I said, if you're one of those teams that really covets that skill set of the press ability, he's going to be a little higher on your board.
Do you think he gets better at the next level? Is this a guy that needs to get better and move forward? Like you said, arrow trending up, but can he get better? Do you think where he's at now is where he's going to be?
I think he'll definitely get better, but like I said, I don't see necessarily the high end in terms of there's just no the room for improvement is there, but I'm not sure you're ever going to get your value back if you get it in the first round.
Room for improvement, but the ceiling is not as high as some of the other guys in this class. Makes total sense. Well, there you have it. Thanks, Renner. This has been Rock Ya-Sin out of Temple, our draft profile, a continued series here at Pro Football Focus. This has been Mike Renner and Austin Gayle.